अबे वीडियो ऑन है यार संदीप, पीछे जा रहे हो? Uh, Hello everyone. I hope I'm. I hope you all can hear me. Just put a thumbs up if you can. If you can hear me. Yeah. Okay. Great. I can see that. I can see that. So that means I'm audible. Uh, okay. So people are still joining. So let's wait for 2-3 more minutes and see, because when people want to join, I get that sound, that notification sound is there. So, uh, oh, it's a little low. Is it a little low for everybody, or only Arjav Jain? Okay, not audible. Oh, I mean, see, because on my screen I can see that this queue is. Okay, so since people are still joining, yeah, Sashkar, good evening. Voice reverbs and echo. Echo, huh? Is echo there? I mean, is there a lot of echo or only like some echo? Oh, that's great. So I think some of you have some issue with your device, because for most of the people it seems to work fine. So, okay, great. So yeah, people are still joining. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes. Let them join, and then we'll start with the class. All right. Okay. Yeah, request people to keep their devices on mute. I mean, because it will disturb the class. Uh, we'll chat when the time for questions and discussion comes. So for now, oh God. So some people are asking that they didn't join the last time. So this is actually the first session. There was one more session that was not conducted by me on Sunday. It was conducted by my friend Argman. So both are. I mean, see. So there are two sessions, because some people may be able to join on one day. Some people may be busy on the other day. So to accommodate for that, and content wise, it may or may not be same, because I'm not sure what are the problems he covered. So yeah, so people who think that they missed the last time, don't worry, and please please don't start forming groups here saying student raise hands and all. Only when I say, you have to do that. I I request you not to form such groups like mid students raise your hand, this that. So so yeah, I think it is 6:05 already. Uh, one last 60 seconds, and then we can start. Uh, Wait, let's start then. Is it related to Python, this course, or in? Google Classroom? No, I'll share my presentations and all, and NP, and there is a forum actually where and Google Classroom for NPTEL. I'm, I don't think so. See, usually you get weekly assignments and all. So you just have to solve that, and there is also forum if you wish to raise any questions, or if you want to answer questions or ask questions. So for those things. So I think, yeah, it is already 6:07. Let us start. Hi all. My name is Aditya. I'm a I'm a PhD scholar at the Department of Applied Mechanics at IIT Madras. So I'll start sharing my screen, and then welcome to this course. Welcome to this course, programming data structures and algorithms using Python. I will just start to share my screen. Share window. So I can share entire screen. So I hope you can see my screen. I hope you can see my presentation. I'll just go back and see if you have raised your thumbs or not. Okay, great. Fine. So hide this. Right. So welcome to programming data structures and algorithms using Python. I'll be taking the first live session for this course. As some of you may have already been in the attended this session taken on Sunday. So if I mean this may be same, maybe not the same. So it's for you to judge. I'll just start. So it's me. I'm Aditya C. Iyer. I'm a PhD scholar at IIT Madras. I'm working on implant design in bones. So how can we design an implant so that our bones can heal faster? So this is not related to Python, this specific thing, but let's just so yeah, before we do that, I would like to introduce you to the forum. So forum is basically, so you all must have seen this website, right? Swayam website, swayam.gov.in, right? This is the website, and for each course, I mean, I have first you have to log in, and for each course there is a forum where you can raise the question. So some people may know, some may not know. That is why I'm showing. So this is the course. It is programming data structures and algorithms using Python by Professor Madhavan Mukund from Chennai Mathematical Institute. Right. So let's go to the course, and I hope you have solved week 1's quiz, and even week 2 quiz has been posted, quiz and programming assignment. I hope you've not solved, but you've at least tried and seen that how it is like. But anyway, so these are the announcements. So feedback and all you can give. These are the course details. Oh. Yeah, this is ask a question, right? And yeah, some of you may have joined through some as a bunch of people through some college, right? So you can choose your mentor from your college, etc., etc. I mean, you know that. So ask a question is one very nice thing. So in this, so whatever doubts you may have, weekly 2 live sessions will be there. One will be conducted by Argaman, and one will be done by me. So Sunday and Tuesday, you can raise your doubts there, or if you have any other doubt, or if you want to raise a doubt sometime else, then you also have this forum here. So here you have to join the group, and then you can ask questions and all, right? So they have asked questions about payment of the fees, etc., etc. But I mean, it would be better if you limit yourself to technical. I mean, questions related to the content of the course, or if you have tried and etc., etc. So this I may answer if I know, or if someone else sees this question before I do, then they will take care of it. All right. So this is what all you have, right? So now let's. So I just want to mention that first week is not related to. I mean, it is related to Python, but actual Python things in Python have not been covered in the first week. Okay, so week 2 is basics of Python. First week lectures are to introduce you to algorithms and all. All right. So how an algorithm works, like professor had defined, it's a fixed recipe. So it'll repeat itself. I mean, it should have an input output, or sometimes we don't even need that. So in the so in the first week, basics of algorithms was mentioned, and GCD. So GCD is greatest common divisor, denominator and all. So in school days, you may also have known this term as HCF, right? Highest common factor. So both mean the same thing. And so algorithms were mentioned on how to find the GCD of two numbers. So initially, what is GCD? So if I have two numbers and I lay out their factors, I mean, I have numbers that divide them without leaving any remainder. So these numbers will have factors and common factors. So the ones which are, and they'll have a few common factors as well. Highest in that is basically, I'm really sorry. Yeah, highest in that is basically the greatest common factor. That is why it is called greatest. So first we just very crudely the algorithm that was used was we just find the factors of we just find all the factors of both the numbers, store them in two separate files, and then compare those two, and then create a third list or file for the common factors. Then the rightmost one, I mean the largest one, will be the GCD, right? So this is it's not very efficient. So next what was done was, why not identify the common factors of both in a single pass. So first of all, if I have two numbers, like let's say 107 or 124 or something, so numbers which are factors of 100 can exceed 24, right? But that will never be a factor of 24. So that is why we can stop this when we hit the smaller of the two numbers. So if I have 100 and 24 as my true numbers, I'll just stop my search at 24. So I'll identify I'll at each pass, instead of seeing that, I'll just in one if statement. So if, else and all, I mean all this basic terminology, syntax, all that has been covered in week 2. I hope you have watched the videos, but we'll have a session on that as well next week. So in one if statement, we can write both. I mean, if you use and, so One more small thing I would like to mention. So there is and or. Or means I have true or more statements. So if any one of the statement is true, any one, then my thing is valid and I can proceed. And then there is and. So yeah, then there is and. So and, if I have and between two or more not statements, I mean conditions. So if I have and and condition, that means all my statements have to be true for me to proceed to the, or for me to execute whatever statement is there in if. Okay. So in if we can identify the common factors in the single pass. So how we know that it's a factor is we find the remainder. So remainder, you must have seen that the percentage sign. So in programming terms, it's called the modulo operator. Okay. So percentage sign we use to get the remainder, and if remainder is 0, that means it's a it perfectly divides it. That's all. So in that if statement, we mentioned both. So whatever number we are taking, so we start from 1 because we can't start from 0, or we can actually start from 2 because or we can start from 1, whatever. See, because 1 is a factor of all the numbers, right? And then we increase that number one by one till we reach the lower number, right? So that way we can so in one if statement, we will just see if that number that we are working with, which is being increased in every turn, in each pass we check that if it is a divisor of these two numbers. If yes, if the and statement holds true, then it will store it, right? So that way also we are storing all the common factors in one pass up to the smaller number, and then we see that which is the largest in that stored list, and then we return our value, right? So but why do that? Why store all those values when you just need one value? So then instead of making it as a list, I'll just store it as one variable, and each pass I'll update it whenever I get a new number. Since I'm going in the ascending order, whenever I hit a new number, I'll just update it so that my variable does not take much space. Here it's yeah. And then next, so why check all the numbers when you can just scan backwards? So you need the largest anyway. So if you start from the beginning, then you'll have to go till the end and check. I mean, and then you have to keep replacing the value. So if you start from the back, whatever the first number you hit, which is a common factor for both, that's the answer. That's all. So we can save a lot of computational time and energy, right? Easy. And then finally, the most efficient thing that we came across was the Euclid's algorithm. So Euclid's algorithm uses the remainder. So so I hope you watch those videos well. So it uses the remainder. So if a is a factor of b, I can write it as n into a is a factor of b. Yeah, so I can write b as n into a. So if I have a remainder, that should I mean I keep iterating till till I don't have a remainder, right? So that means the previous remainder is my HCF. So yeah, so now let's take a look at some functions, right? Because these sessions are for a practice, so together we solve questions here. Yeah, and one more thing I wanted to mention, I'm sorry. So I think last video of lecture 1 was basically on how you can install Python, etc., right? So you don't actually need to install Python. See, those videos are quite old. now you can just type on Google, let's say I need Python compiler. Yeah, so it's not called compiler, you should know what it's called. It's called interpreter, okay, because for C++, Java, those complex functions where you have to give header files and all, where you have to mention the directories, those are compilers. Here it is called an interpreter. So some websites still, because Python is a coding language and it is trying to interpret that language, and and it's yeah. So you can just do this. You can get a lot of these things, and then there is Jupyter. All those things are there. What I'm using is here is called Google Colab. Just search for Colab. Yeah, you will have to log in, and whatever you code here will get stored. It's COLAB. It's collaboratory. It's not collaboration. Collaboration will be COLLAB, right? So just so collaboratory is it is also hosted by Jupyter only. Jupyter itself you can download separately and use. So, but this is what I found to be easy. Okay, this when you open, it will open this, or I'll just click here to show what it is. I'll just open, right? New notebook. It's called a notebook. This thing. Let it load. Yeah, this thing. Okay, so I'll close it because it's already open, and whatever you write here will get stored in the drive. Okay, easy. So so now let's go back to the function. So you don't need to follow the, I mean you can, that is also good if you do that. In the last video, it's sir has given explicit steps on how to download and install Python and how to use the Python interpreters. You can do that, or you can also do this. So that's what I wanted to say. So now let's look at some functions. Okay. So this is the basic I mean this is how you write a function. So more details of this will be probably shared in the next videos. Definition is def. So here I can change the name of the function. So f is the name of the function. Def is part of the syntax. Def means I am going to define, right? F is the name of the function, and x is my input. So I can change the name of the function. I can change it to func name. Sorry, yeah, 1, whatever. I can also change it to my name, right? But this is I mean I'll just write f name 1, right? And x is the input. So I can have multiple inputs, and I can also work without any inputs. So and variable definition. So here in a lot of languages, including MATLAB, you need to put a semicolon. So MATLAB, believe MATLAB, you don't need to put, but it's better if you put. Let's not digress. So I have defined some variables, and I have started a while loop. So I'll quickly go through what is while loop. So while loop, I give some condition through the loop. So while my statement is true, whatever statement I write here, while the statement is true, it will keep on running, right? And I'll have some increment inside, so that it keeps changing the value, so that at one point my statement becomes false and it comes out of the loop. Else if the statement is always true, then it will just keep on running, and it will be an infinite loop, right? So we don't need that. So here here x is what I'll input. So y is one value that I initialized as 1, and the initial value of d was 0. So while my statement is here, so while y is less than or equal, and also if you want to exit the while loop in between, you can also use some break command return command or something. So in this we don't need that. So while y is less than or equal to x. So this is the symbol for less than or equal to, and x is my input. And yeah, please keep in mind, I think it has also been mentioned in the videos, when you write your own codes, keep in mind this what is that called, indentation, okay, because I mean Python reads it that way. So d, I am increasing d every step while this is less than this, and I am multiplying y by 3. So this is so y is a variable. I am assigning the value of y. So if y was 1, if y is less than x, y will now become 3. So now y is 3, it will check once more. So since d is increasing by 1 each turn, we can say d is basically the number of time my while loop is running. So now I have no while end means I write return and it will be aligned with while. Okay, so there is no indentation here. So once I remove my indentation, that means I have that means I have exited the loop. All right, easy. So what does this function do? So whatever x is, let's say x is 1000. I mean, we'll also write the code and see what it does. And while writing the code, I'll also tell you a few things of few tips. I'll few things and few small statements or functions I'll let you know. All right. So this is so d is so like I said, d is my counter, and y is being multiplied by 3 each turn. So let's say I start with 1. X is a very big number. So 1 and y has become 3. X is, let's say, 1000. So it is still less than y, right? Sorry. So y 3 is still less than x, right? So y is less than x. So 3, then it becomes 9. Then 9 into 3 would be 27. Then 81. Then 81 into 3 would be 243, and 7. Yeah, like that. So so it is basically powers of 3. Yes or no? So what does the function do? It's a powers of 3. So yeah, so I'll write a code, then I'll ask a question to you guys, and you have to, and I'll make a poll on the meet window, okay, and you will have to answer that. So let's write a code then, right? Just a minute. Yeah, I'll open this. The code is here already, and yeah, so I saved some time by writing this code already. So I can just change the name of the function to say f name. Not an issue, right? Or actually wait, because it's already linked. I can't show how I link it. So I'll start from scratch. That is better. Open collab, new notebook, right? Okay. Because I also have to show how to link to code snippets. So what was my code? Def f name, x as an input. So d equals 0, y equals 1, while y less than or equal to x. So yeah, sorry. So when I hit enter after y, it automatically takes me to the next space. I mean, it goes one space to that side, right? D equals d plus 1, y equals y into 3. Oh, now return, right? D. So I can also see how many spaces there are, okay? So you can see that, sorry, from the starting, uh, while is, I hope you can see the dots here, right? While is three spaces away, and these statements are 4 spaces away. Return will also be 3 spaces away. Yes, yes. What? Can you please type it on the chat? I'll take a look at it in a while. Your voice is not very clear. Just a minute. Yeah, meeting is here. I didn't want to open this because it infinitely colon missed in function name. Yeah, so that is how we debug the code. Okay, thank you for pointing that out, Jayavant. Thank you for pointing that out. So it's all part of the process of debugging the code. Okay, have I written a colon here? Yes, I have. This is one. Okay, so I can just run this. Running it won't do me any good, so I'll add one more code. I want to run this code, right? So how do I run this code? I write fname. It's taking its time. So when you do it for the first time, it will take a little while. Just write it. I want, let's say, like I said, 1000. Okay. So now it has run. I can. Okay. Actually, there is an option here. Oh, print it. I am already returning it, right? So I can just run it once, and then I can run this. It's 7. What did you say? Let me just, sorry. Possible for you to zoom in the screen, not able to look at them. Sure. This, right? I'll, now it's fine. I mean, it is better, I guess. Sir, we get an answer as 7. Okay, great. Yeah. So, so now you know what is going on, and since I ran it already, there is actually one more option here to link these two. So that is missing here. That's what I actually wanted to show, but it's fine. So now I'll like start a poll here. Right. Just stop sharing, stop presenting. I'll create one poll. Start a poll. So my you will just see the question. What is fname? People are still joining. Oh, people have raised their hands. Just a minute. I'll just make this question, and then I'll come and answer your question. So I hope you can see the poll cues. So people have first to last. So okay, yeah, Payal, can you tell me your doubt? Payal Chabra. I can see you have raised your hand. I am facing doubts in GCD Python program. Okay. Yeah, so can you please lower your hand then? Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. Raising hands. Sushma has raised her hand, and Dhanyashri. Yeah. Do you have a doubt? Python basic. You can see the recommended books on the NPTEL website itself, right? I mean, what I used was, I did this like a few years ago. I don't remember the name, but uh, check if there is some book by Robert Lafour, but that is yeah, just a minute. So okay, so Dhanishri, please lower your hand, and Sushma, so pool. Can you explain GCD again? So were you guys able to see the poll, or the poll that I had created? Just give a thumbs up or hand raise or whatever. The poll. Were you guys able to see the poll? Okay, fine. Yeah, fine. So answer, poll is not there. Some people were able to see the poll. I think you end. So the thing is still going on. See, the poll is still live. I can see the votes. So some people have voted. Yeah, fine. Okay, please don't type in the answer in the chat. Okay, please answer in the poll. I can see. I mean, in the poll I have hidden who is typing what, but I can see number of people typing the specific answers. Code not visible, sir. Okay, okay. So I hope you have the poll. I'll show the code because people, and yeah, so try to solve it on your own, because it is very easy if you just type in the code and just run it. So that way you will get the answers. So I will just share my screen again for the people who didn't entire screen anyway, who were not able to see the code. I hope you can see my screen. I'll wait for let's say a lot of people have already answered. So for the people who have joined now, I mean, there are people still joining. It's good, bad, I don't know. So this is the code. For the people who joined just now, I'll just say name of the function is fname. X is the input. So before we go to the answer, I'll show one more thing here. Okay. So let's say not at after each pass I want them. So just write print d comma y. Right. So at each pass I want to see the value of my both d and y. So I can just do this and it will give me the value. Yeah, and a few more things I wanted to mention. I wanted to tell you guys. So you may have seen in the comment, right? Sorry, in the video on how to write comments. Just one hash and you can write comment 1. So comments are something that the program will not read. Okay, it is basically for us, for the viewer to see what each line does. So if you write a comment, so program where it will see hash and something, it will just skip it and it will go to the next line or whatever, next valid line, right? So I just write a comment here saying increment counter. Okay, this is the increment counter. Okay, and this is why so yeah, you may have seen I have given how many spaces, 1 2 3 4. That's not necessary. You can even start here. Okay, don't start here, it will be confusing for you. Give at least one space and start. Okay, So since I want them to be under each other, I have just given this. I can also write a, now you may think that, can I write a comment next to while, next to function name? Yes, you can. Okay, not an issue. So I'll just write a comment here, loop start. Right. So it's all my wish, right? And I can have a space here or not. It's all my wish. So and this is changing y value. Loop definer. See, because I'm calling it the loop definer because my loop, if I stay inside the loop or if I exit it, it depends on the value of y, right? So if my y is too big, if my y crosses the value of x, that means I'll exit the loop, right? That's all. So I'll just so, and since I need to exit the loop at some point, I have to keep changing the value of y so that it makes this condition false. So, and one more thing is that if I want to write comments for 2-3 lines, so I can just write this line 1, then line 2, etc., etc. But there is actually a better way to do that, right? So what I can do here is, so there is single quote, okay, the what you might call apostrophe. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, right, space. So now it's all red. So now all this is under comments. So I'll just write comment line 1, comment line 2, comment line 3, etc. To close this, I'll do 1, 2, 3, closed. Okay. So to why is it red? No quick fixes. I think it is okay. So I will. It's showing a red line because it thinks that there is something wrong with the code. So let's see if there is something wrong with the code. Okay. Yeah. So now because I wrote the comments from I left 2 spots, so it wants my even D to follow the same rule. Oh God. Yeah. No, while can also move. I mean, I want it to be in the, I want all these to be in the same line, right? In the same column, not line, row, in the same column. So I want these to be like this, and whatever is within while will be one space away, right? So I'll run it again. Yeah, so now it says okay, no issue. I'll run this again. So name, I'll maybe change it to, what was my value here? 2434. Sorry, 2343. I'll run it. So yeah, so I have also mentioned this right here. This, so I started with 0 0, sorry, 0 and 1. Then D became 1, Y became 3. That is how we increase. Yeah. So one more thing, you can see that at this point y is more than x. So you may think, okay, if y is more than x, why is it printing? Why not? See, because when it entered the loop, value of y was 2187, which is 3 power 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 power 7, right? When it entered the loop, it was this. Then it became bigger, right? Then it then now it multiplied itself by 3, so it became 6561. Then it printed the value. Then now it checked again if y is if this condition is still true. Then when it checked that, it said that no, it's not true. So let's exit the loop. So y has crossed x. That's all. And this one more 8 you see here because of this return d. Okay. And what if I want to make it more? So I'll end the poll. I have got only how many votes? I've got 23, 34, 1, 1. Oh yeah, so people are changing their answers. So, so see, you don't have to change your answers once you know the answer. I mean, you knowing the answer is enough. Changing the answer in the polls is not needed because. So I'll explain this once more. What is going on here? Yeah, yeah. Wait. Okay, so people have raised their hands, and I'll stop sharing because share because then the infinite screens will be. So Sushma, do you have any doubt? Sushma. Okay, I can't hear from Sushma, so I'll lower it myself. Uh, Natasha M. So first of all, I would like to point out that it is not a compiler, it is called an a interpreter. And are you there in front of your laptop now, or laptop or computer or whatever? Yeah, have you logged in through Google? So just go and type on Google COLAB. That's all. You type that. You start a new notebook, and You can just start writing this. Okay. Just try that once. If it doesn't work, then let me know. Okay. Uh, Gaurav Chakraborty. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I mentioned at the end. So I have so I that's what I thought, that you may think that why is a number more than 2343 is being printed. So when it entered the loop, okay, so when it entered the loop, it was still 2187. 2187, no? I mean, yeah. So yeah, so one way to look at it would be when you reach 7, it is still lower than it, right? Yes or no? So if you count it through your finger, I mean, I didn't say count it with your fingers. I said try it on a notebook or something like that. So when you reach 7, you realize that the number is still 2187, and it will enter the loop, right? So that means my D increment counter has increased by +1. So as long as it is true, it will keep entering the loop, and when it becomes false, it will exit. So one before false is also true, right? So I mean, I hope it was somewhat clear. Uh, okay, cool. So Jayant, sorry, yeah, Jayavant. Complexity of an algorithm. Oh, that log. So complexity of an algorithm, it depends on how many steps you have, right? First, not steps, how many operations you perform inside it, and O of n, O means what do you mean by O? Does O mean order or something, or order? Okay, okay. Yeah, so see, if I can't explain in mathematics that, yeah, big O, it's O, correct, correct. So, so the mathematics behind it, I think it was explained, or maybe it wasn't. So, uh, it's the order, right? So if my function has to perform more operations, it will take more time, and if my function has to store more or has to store bigger variable. So by bigger variable, I mean like a list. I mean, so when we started, we said we'll store all the factors of that number. Why do that when I can just store one factor and I can keep changing it? Or why do that when I can just start from the back? And so it's so if my uh, just a minute, Sai. So if my compiler needs to take more number of steps, that means it's a complex algorithm, and our goal is to make it as simple as possible. We need to make it clear and crisp with the, oh my god, can you stop presenting, Kotapalli? How do I? Yeah, yeah. I think I'll make some changes in the call next time, because uh, so Jayavant, I can't exactly say that if it is O1, O2 or O3. I mean that all depends on I mean how you look at it and the mathematics behind it. But yeah, so we want less number of, not lines, we want less number of operations basically. Okay, we want less number of operations, and we don't want to waste storage space, right? So this code, I mean, we have what 128, sorry, 1 TB, 2 TB of storage space. So leave that. So if, and yeah, if I am storing those many values at each time, so if I am storing those many values at each pass, it will become slower once more, right? So that's also an issue. So I hope it was somewhat clear, Jayavant. I'll actually get back to you, and I also suggest you raise uh, uh, raise it in the. Oh my god. Yeah. Books, I just I mean I would only recommend the ones that are there on the NPTEL website, right? So just a minute. So I am. Uh, okay, wait. Just a minute. Okay, fine. So I'm just checking it. Okay, uh, it's there, man. Okay, oh, they are the transcripts of the lecture videos. All right. Okay, fine. So I mean, uh, I don't remember what I used, but you find some book. I mean, or wait. I'll actually next time, and I'll find, and I'll let you know which book you can use, because there was a very good book I used few years ago when I started. The next time I'll let you know. Okay. So okay. Uh, Tisha, so someone has suggested Bradley Miller and David L. Random problem solving. Yeah, so for this course, this book would be fine. Uh, and Sai, so Jaivan, please lower your hand. Sai, I'll just get back to you. So next, who has raised? Oh shit, sorry. Yeah. Trisha Mazumdar, yeah, please. What do you mean? What do you mean? You mean, see, I clicked on return D for to, see, return is part of a function, okay. So, a function, it takes an input and it gives an output. So, yeah, I mean, I can have functions without input or output. If we learn Java, Python, yeah, okay. So, see, a function, see, this function specifically has an input and I'm returning a value, right. So, function is like some function is my processor. I will give it input, function will use that input and it will give me an appropriate output. So, it will return that. Whatever I write in return, it will show as, I mean, it will get printed. So, there are some, what? So, assignments and all, I think you should raise it in the forum, but like I said, when return function is, when return command is there, it will return something. If it doesn't, if it doesn't return anything, even that is fine, right? Because pen and paper. Yeah, Sakshar Das, next time I'll actually use my screen to I'll write on my screen to explain better, right? So leave that. Books mentioned in last recorded video. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, so there can be functions that don't take any input and that don't give any output, or there can be functions that take input, they just do the processing and they don't give any output. So those functions will just modify the input. That's all. And it need not return anything. That's all I'm saying. So there, but you will not stop at that function, right? You will go to the next step, and whatever value was changed within the function, you will use that elsewhere. So uh, so assignment related queries, you try posting in the forum once. I will also take a look at it once. Okay. uh, yeah. So just, yeah, so this chat, so many people are writing in the chat. Okay. uh, Sai, someone had asked. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I said. If you have any doubts related to the weekly assignments, that too, see, now we are covering week 1, right? So okay, so people are just spamming the chat with the okay. So take it up in the forum. Someone will definitely get back to you, or I'll try asking that. I'll try to contact that person, whoever said the questions. I'm to be honest, I'm yet to try out those questions myself. So uh, that's all. So someone wants to know Python, Java simultaneously. Yeah, you can learn Python and Java simultaneously. See, learning programming language, the main thing in any programming language is knowing what to write. I mean, knowing the algorithm is the heart, is the key. Okay, because difference between programming languages will basically be syntax. Uh, will is the syntax on what we write, how we write. Okay, so the basic algorithm is the same. How you write it in different languages will change. So Java, of course, it has a different syntax. C++ has a different syntax. MATLAB is there, so some people don't consider MATLAB as a programming language, but MATLAB also has a different syntax and all. Python, so learning Python and then going to there, you will have some trouble with the syntax, because Python's way of writing is somewhat it is more simplified, right? It's basically how we talk or how we write. So in while I just, so for and while and all, I'll just write till, then I'll just use words instead of writing keys and all. So this is not a big issue. You can parallelly learn languages. Actually, it will be helpful, right? So preferred text, other textbook we can take printout of. Hey, you can do to see, to learn on your own. It's your wish, Sai Mahita. To learn on your own, it's your wish. You can either use the books, you can use the transcripts, or see, for this course the transcripts are enough. Okay, that's what I'd say. And if you pay attention in the class, if you watch the videos carefully, see, because sir has taught very well, so if you watch the videos carefully, that's enough. That's all you have to do. So I will, what is it called, we have digressed. We'll solve one more question very quickly, right, because NumPy covered in our course syllabus. I'll not be answering that now. Okay, share my screen, entire screen, share. So this was function, yeah, so I'm sure you can see the screen. So this is function 1, so function 2. So here my function name is h. I mean, doesn't really matter, like I said, but you have to. So in many programming languages, some inbuilt functions will be there, right? So you can't use that as the function name. I mean, else it will rewrite whatever there is. So just try to come up with some unique function names, or either one letter function names is also fine. Okay, so n is the input, s is 0, so s is here, s is increasing here, so s is basically my counter to see. Yeah, sorry. So h is the name of my function, n is my input, s is one value which I have initialized as 0. So now there we saw while loop. Here now we see for loop. So while loop was what? While loop was basically till my one statement is true, it will keep on running, right? For loop, so while loop I don't know how many times it will run. Okay, for loop I know how many times it will run. Okay, so range, for I in range. So see, in range and all, it is Python terminology, and in range is what we, I mean, if I want to explain the code to you in person or explain to you verbally, I will use in range only. I will not see in C++, Python, MATLAB and all, you put colon, or you write things in brackets, you separate them with colon, semicolon or not. So that is one thing what you should notice here, that this is more, I'll not say user friendly, but the commands and all are more verbal in nature. All right. So so 1 to n plus 1. So one thing that was mentioned in the lectures, that if it says n plus 1, it will go till only n. Okay, that's how Python works. So I mean, some of you may have the doubt that why it is like that, but that is how Python was written. Okay, so I am starting. So this I1 is the starting value, and n not n plus 1, n is my last value. So this for loop will run n times, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 to n. So n is my input, right? I have mentioned again. So now if n modulo I is more than 0, so modulo means remainder, right? So when I do n divided by I, whatever my remainder is, if it is more than 0, that means s will increase by 1. Okay, that means, so what does it mean if this becomes equal to? This basically means that if I is a factor of n, my s will increase. So this will just give me number of factors of n, but I am not doing that. I am saying more than 0. And see, this can't be less than 0 because it is built like that. If it is less than 0, then it will go to the smaller quotient or smaller multiple and then take that value. I mean, it can't be less than 0, this thing. Okay, just keep that in mind. So now, since I can also write not equal to 0, but I prefer to write more than 0. That means whenever I encounter something which is not a multiple, I'll increase my counter. Okay, and I'll so from 1 to that number itself, if I'm just counting the numbers that are not its multiples. Okay, it looks like a very weird question, right? So yeah, so like I said, yeah, one more thing, if I don't write anything here, I mean, if I just write it, let's say range n, that's all, sorry, n plus 1, right, n plus 1. This means the upper limit is n, right, and the lower limit is 0. So by default it takes it as 0, the lower limit. So I have to explicitly mention the lower limit. So I can write 2 here, right, easy, no issue. It can start from 2. Yeah, you may say that 1 is multiple of, sorry, yeah, 1 is a factor of all the numbers. Why not start from 2? Surely we can do that. No problem. So what is this function doing? Function tells me how many numbers less than itself because I'm only going till that number, right? And of course, if it's a factor, it has to be less than that number, are not its factors, right? Not its factors. So let's quickly write this code, right? And then I'll ask you a question and you will have to answer that. Okay, I'm not saving this, so I'll just change it here itself. I'll keep the name as f name, right? I'll keep the variable as x because why not? But if you're writing multiple codes, try that you change the name of the variable, change the name of the function. Else, see, it has been saved as f name, right? So if I want to access if I change the code here, if I want to access the see, and all this is saved in drive, your drive. Okay, it's me, so it's your drive. It's so it will be changed in, so this has been saved in my drive. Whatever you write will be changed in your drive. So if I keep the name same, I'll just change the code and I'll run it. That will get saved and I'll lose whatever I wrote earlier. Okay, so that's what you don't want. So so yeah, so since I'm saying that much, I'll change the name. Right, or why I'll just add one more, sorry, just bring it here, yeah, I'll just add one code here. So my new function is let's say, so what was this function doing? This was saying which is not a factor, right? So I'll just write not factor, easy, right? My input is n, or I'll say why not, just to show that you can use, you have the freedom to do this. Okay, so it's called not factor. And see, this red line came because this was connected to this. Now that this is in between, the link has been broken. I can relink it. So s equal to 0. Yeah, so you can see that I have a space here and I have one more space here. That is to make it look neat. That's all. There is no hard and fast rule for you to do that. Okay. For I in range, so my range is 1 to y plus 1, right? Since my input is y, I have changed the name to y. And okay, why isn't it? Yeah. If y modulo I is more than 0, so when I do this, it will get automatically aligned. See, I keep forgetting to add this, right? Because so the person who asked about Java, there I don't think you have this here, but you have will have semicolons in line. I'm not sure. I haven't done Java, but other languages I've done. I'm just talking about those. So s equals s plus 1, right? So a counter, right? Counter, and now I can exit, return s. Cool. So this is 2 2. All right. So if I want something within if, here for this specific code, I'll have 3 spaces. So sorry, 4 spaces. If I want something within for but not inside if, I'll have 3 spaces. If I want something in the function definition and not within for, I'll have 2 spaces. So this is very important for Python, okay? Indentation, because it helps us read better. That's all. That's all. I'll change its name to, oh my god, yeah, not factor. That's too big of a number. So let's say I'll take 55 or 53 also. So quick question, 53 is prime or composite? It's prime. I'll just answer it. So yeah, so now time for the poll. I'll stop sharing. So yes, look at this code carefully. I've told you what it is. I've told you it's counting the number of values that are not its factors. The number of numbers that are not its factors. Okay. So I'll quickly come back to the poll. I'll stop presenting and I'll create a small poll. Polls ended, right? I'll end this poll, start a poll. I want f, this is not f, it is called not factor. So yeah, this is a question. So whatever the question is, I want to write the equal to what, okay. So options, I'll add one more option. Yeah, launch it. So the poll is now live. I hope you can see. I'll say it out aloud. So I'm giving the value of y as, first I'm giving it as 53. Next value is 52, and I want the value of their difference. Okay. Telegram link share. So there is no. I request you all to mute yourselves, and if you have any doubt, you please : missing near for loop. So Yeah, okay. Thank you, Shruti. If you have any doubts, please raise your hands. I can see who is raising their hand, and then I can come to you one by one. Okay, and please keep your audios off because it will create disturbance for the others. So, Anurag, the first is Anurag Tiwari. Please, Anurag, carry on. Where is Anurag Tiwari? I think he raised his hand and then now he bounced. Okay, Satya S. Yes. Okay. Okay. One more thing. You can use Python 3 or whatever. I'm using Colab to show you. Okay, because Colab is more convenient for me. I'm doing that. There are many in, interpreters that are there. So you can use those. I poll. So people have started to answer. I have gotten around 17 responses. Okay, I think that's all. I'll stop taking any response. So 19. Okay, I'll wait for maybe one more. Oh, 22. Okay, that is fast. Okay, quick. Last 10 seconds left. Oh, sorry, last 20 seconds left. So this does not carry marks. I just want you to understand. Okay, so no need to get competitive and all. Okay, so and I'm pretty sure some people used I mean just wrote the code and got the answer, so that's also fine. I mean that's one thing you can do, but just know that for the end exam that it will have, see, you can also do that for your assignments and all, wherever it asks for outputs, etc., etc., but it will not always be like that. See, this has a specific number input and I am asking for an output. Next thing I'll get to, it will not be like this. So and when you will go for your final examination and all in your NPTEL center or wherever you go, in some computer center, there you can, sir, I've submitted scores, it's showing blank. So assignment related queries, once more, please take it up in the forum. I mean all the technical issues and all. Okay. You ask them, but I think on-screen calculator might be there. Uh, yeah, I think that's all. You just, just ask once, okay? I mean, you may be able to carry your own, but some may have scientific. See, it depends on the course, because some courses with calculator it will become too easy, right? So yeah, we have got already like 40 plus votes, around 50 votes we have. So I'll end the poll. Sir, can you do one iteration of the above? Yeah, I'll sure. I'll show it how it works, right? So this was for you. So I'll stop the poll, and the right answer is 5. Okay. So people who have got, so most of you have answered it correctly, and Q, who's Nandu Naik. Nandu Naik, are you there? You have raised your hand. Okay, I think he accidentally did that. So let's quickly get back to the code. Entire screen share. Yeah, okay. This is my not factor 53. I'll just run this. I have to run this first, then I'll run this. So 53 has 51 numbers which are not its factors. So what does that mean? 1 and 53 are its factors, because like I said, 53 is a prime number. And now I can write not factor, this is 52, right? Yeah, just run it. 5. Okay, I can remove this. See if 46. So 51 minus 46 is 5. Okay, it's easy. And even here you can write comments and all. I mean, I urge you to write comments to, I mean, then let's say, I mean, then when you come back to your code and you'll see that what you've done, the comments that you write, it'll guide you, it'll help you, it'll show what you have done, and you can, I mean, it's quite helpful, right? So see, now you're seeing, now you will think, yeah, I know it's a very basic code, but when you start writing more complex codes, when you'll get to data structures and all, this will, I mean, the small tab will help you. Okay, so this was function 2. So like I said, this is function 3. Okay, function 3, yeah. Okay, so we'll actually go do function 4 better. I mean, I feel that this function is, we'll do this first, then we'll come back to function 3, if that is fine. So yeah, is it the same for all or only okay, just give me a minute. Yeah, it says visible, right? No, now can you see my presentation? Okay, wait, I'll yeah, I'll stop sharing. I did. Okay, sorry, my bad. Not visible, it's visible, it's visible. Okay, is the presentation visible? Can you see function 4 on the screen? Okay, that's all. So okay, great. uh, so I said I'll do function 3 later. Let's do function 4 because it I mean, so yeah, function definition is here. This is a name of the function, input. So if I input 1, it will return 1. Else, so you may have seen that writing, calling. So when I write the name of the function outside or inside the function definition, it is called calling the function. Okay, so I call the function. So I am calling the function within the function, right? So if it is 1, return 1. Else, so I start with a number more than 1, and when I start with a number more than 1, I'll go to else, and I mean, it can also be less than 1, whatever. I'll go to else, and then I'll multiply it with a number which is the next number. Okay, so if I start with 5, I'll go to 4. I'll do 5 into 4. I will check once more if it is 1 or not. It's not 1, it is 4, right? So now it has become 3. So I'll keep doing that, and I'll hit 1 at some point of time, and this return statement is exit. Okay, so I'll exit the main function, because now my m has become what is that called? Now my m has become 1. So I will exit the main function. This is also exiting the main function, but before I exit, I enter the function again and again till I reach 1. Okay, so I have exited the main function when it is 1. So what am I doing? I am just multiplying all the numbers. So what is this called? One of you can answer. Yeah. So whoever answered, I mean, I can't. No, it is not called recursion. It is called factorial. So the function find the factorial of positive integer. So keep one thing in mind. I can also have a negative number here. Okay. So if I have a negative number here, let's say -1 or -2 or whatever. Okay. It will keep on subtracting 1. See, because reaching 1 was the reaching 1 is the exit condition for the function. Okay. So if I start with something negative and I keep subtracting one from it, I will never reach 1. Okay. And it will keep multiplying and the loop will keep on going infinitely. So this recursion will keep on happening. Okay. So that's what you have to keep in mind, because all functions cannot accept all type of numbers. So you I mean, some numbers may lead to an infinite loop, and that is not what you're looking for. Okay. So yeah, please. One second. Okay. So yeah, fine. No, no issues. So I got it. I'll explain it again. So I am defining the function. My name of the function is mys. Okay. My something, I can change the name, because fun this. Okay. This is the name of the function. My fun m is the input. Okay. So I'll check first. If m is 1, then I'll return 1. So see, if gets satisfied, it will not go to else. So if else, more about that. If you already know any programming language, then it's fine. I mean, then you know what if else means. If you don't know, week 2 lectures you must have seen, so you should know by now, but I'll still say. So if I have one condition here, if it is true, that means if it gets satisfied, I'll go to my next line. If it is not satisfied, I will go to else. Okay. So if my m is 1, I will return 1, and then I'll not go to else. Okay. So it's if or else. So if is satisfied, then no else, right? Else is what? When if is not satisfied. So I'll return 1 and I will exit my function. Done. Okay. If it is not 1, that means, so if this condition is false, then what happens? I'll go to else now. It will read this. It will return m multiplied by, I'm calling this function again, right? I'm calling this function again, and now this function will work with m minus 1. So if I have 5, okay, so if for example I have the number 5 as m, okay, so I'll return 5 into this function. I mean, this function with the input as 4, because m minus 1 is 4. So now we'll run this function again and see with 4. So already 5 into is there. Now space this. So now I'll multiply it. So now m is 4. So 5 into 4 into this. 4 minus 1 is 3. So 3, 2, 1. So when it reaches 1, this condition will be met, right? So it will stop there. So basically it is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That's all. So that is nothing but factorial of 5. What is 5 factorial of 5? 5 into I think it's 120, right? Yeah, whatever. So I hope this was clear, because this might get confusing, calling the function within itself. Okay. If I had a pen and paper, I would have drawn lines and explained it better. Next session I'll definitely have that. I'll have either a writing pad or screen where I can write on. Okay. So please excuse me for that this time. So this is m multiplied by, I am returning this, right? So now it has returned the same thing here, right? But now m is m minus 1, so it is 4. So m into m minus 1, right? It will run this function again. So wait, so sorry. Yeah, run. So return m into this, right? So now I'll run this same thing with m replaced with m minus 1. Okay. So that way I will check once more. So within this I will check that if m is 1 or not. If yes, then I can just stop, then I can just return 1 and I'll be done. If not, I'll come back to this, decrease m once more till it reaches 1. I'll decrease 1 by m, multiply it with the q, right? I mean not q, q is a, I mean I should not be using words like q. So I started with 5 into this function on 4, which is 4 into the same function on 3, that is 3 into the same function on 2 into 1, right? Because it will return 1. Function on 1 will return 1. So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That's all. So this will be this is called factorial when it is done with positive integers. So see, function finds the factorial for positive integers. So if I have a number that is negative, so negative number, let's say minus 1, right? I'll start with minus 1. Minus 1 into, what is minus 1 minus 1? Minus 1 minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 1 into minus 2, then if I run this thing on minus 2, I'll have to multiply with minus 3, then minus 4, then so there is no stopping condition, right? Here the stopping condition is 1. When it reaches 1, it will exit. There, when I start with a negative number or not negative number, if 0, I start with 0, yeah, my answer will be, I mean you can say, okay, you are multiplying 0 with many numbers, so the answer will be 0, but the code will never stop running, right? Because it is going on till minus infinity, so the code will never stop running, so you can't say that the answer will be 0. So it has to be positive, okay, not non-negative, positive. Positive means natural numbers, 1 or more, not even 0. Minus 1, like I said, it will just keep on multiplying it till minus infinity, the code will never stop. Or maybe Python may find that as a bug and it will warn you in the beginning itself. I'm not sure, you try it for yourself and see. So yeah. You tell me what will happen. Okay, fine. Yeah. Sorry. So plus 1. So I start with 5. Plus 1 means 6. 5 into 6 into 7 into 8. So that will go till plus infinity. Okay. So if I have plus 1, it is good that I start with a negative number. And it will also be good if I, okay. So if I start with a negative number and I keep doing plus 1 and at 1 it will exit. Whatever number I put, negative number, the answer will be 0, right? Because so positive number, if there was plus 1 here, it will keep on going till infinity. The loop will never stop. Sorry, the function will never end, right? It will just keep on doing it again and again and again and again, right? So that is why we do minus 1. So if I want plus 1 here, and if I input a negative number, let's say minus 5, so I'll keep on doing plus 1 till it reaches 1. But whatever number I use, I'll get 0, because it will be minus 5 into minus 4 into minus 3 into minus 2 into minus 1 into 0 into 1, right? So that 0 is there. So it will take the whole ship down. So I can also write a code that ignore 0 or something like that. Or one more thing, plus 2. Sorry. Plus, instead of plus 1, I have plus 2, right? this is interesting. Okay, so uh, this is my new code. I will just write a small question on the forum, and you guys please answer. Okay, where is the, yeah, so just look at this code carefully and answer the next question. Okay, I'll stop sharing and I'll create a small poll. This poll is gone now. Start a poll. So I think my name of the function was my fun, right? My fun. Oh yeah, options will be there. Okay, I'll launch it. Yes, I've started the poll. I hope you can see. Ishan Bandhopadhyay, can you, yeah, do you have any question you want to ask? You have raised your hand. Which one, man? This one, the not factor. Yeah, it was 5. 5. I also ran the code for you in the compiler, right? Okay. Fine. The answer is 5, and if you remember I'll share. See, I'll share this presentation with you. Okay, in the drive, so you will have you will be able to access it. So I shared. Oh God. Yeah, so you will be able to access that. Okay, and just see the answer of the poll. So okay, so 10 people have voted already. Increasing. 14, 15. Ah, it's +2. It's +2. It's not +1. It's +2. Please remember. It's +2, not +1. For the people who joined on Sunday, sir, it's showing I need access permission. What access? What are you trying to do? Okay. Hey, don't try that jam board or whatever. I don't want to. Jam file is to write, right? I don't want to do that now. Please don't start all that. So I have got around 25 votes. So only one person has voted for 24. Okay, not one. A few people have voted for 24, but highest number of votes is for 15 plus 15. Okay, so and 0 and -15 people have also voted for 0 and -15. Okay, Sakshar Das. Oh yeah, wait. So this was a trick question actually, right? Wait. You got it. You got it. This question was actually a trick question. Okay. So when it is minus something odd, yeah, so someone got recursion error because it is going to plus infinity. Okay, I mean I am multiplying with 0, but it's going to plus infinity. So this poll was just for fun, okay, because there is no right answer. This will not run. Okay, yeah, it's not an infinite loop. Okay, but still, so there is recursion error. So as Sakshar Das has rightly pointed it out, this code is actually wrong, and so but you so I'll be ending the poll, right? Even if I am multiplying with 0 in the middle, I'm still after 0 I'm going to 2, so I can never reach 1, because after 0 it's 2, then 4, then 6, then 8, I mean it's going to plus infinity. So the code will never stop. Yeah, but for my fun, but for if I just consider my fun minus 5, I mean if I just input the value minus 5, then I'll get minus 15. So that's all. So so I hope everyone got what the point I was trying to make is. Okay, sir, as we are proceeding through, we are skipping the base case one. Yeah, Sakshara, I just mentioned that here, right? Okay. So I mean, the question itself was wrong. It was a trick question. This code will not run. Okay. So okay, the poll was not ended, but I deleted the poll. That's enough. That's fine. Okay, let's have one. I hope you got it. Does anybody have any more doubts in this specific question? So I think that's a green flag. Yeah, yeah. No, see. So have you read about limits and all that, limits, continuity? No, no. See, so it will not be 0. I mean, see, you are multiplying with 0, but there is no way to stop it. I mean, okay, you are just going on, going on, going on. There is no end point. Okay, so I'm just keeping on adding terms. So the compiler, not the compiler, the interpreter does not know where to stop. I mean, we know that if we stop at a point, it will be 0. In limits of what is 0 into 0 multiplied by sorry, 0 multiplied by infinity, what's the value? It's not defined. It's not defined. That's the thing. So uh, anything I multiply with infinity is infinity, and when I do that with 0, something which is 0 into infinity is not defined. So that is why this will fail to even execute the code. Okay, so error. I mean, it's a wrong code. It's a wrong code. I mean, not a wrong code. It's the input I have given is not valid. Okay, that's all. Yeah, yeah. Aryan and whosoever has the doubt, I mean, sorry, wants the PPT, I'll put it in a drive, and people from NPTEL will share the whole drive link. Whatever extra material or maybe some books or whatever I have, I'll just share it to the drive, including this presentation. So don't worry, wait for a day or two. I'll try to do it by, I mean, I'll submit my link, and I'll submit the drive link to NPTEL people, and they'll be sharing it to you whenever they please. So Abhay Dev PV. Abhay Dev. And so if I have only, if see, my question in the poll was function of -4 minus function of -5. So if I remove that minus 4 part, if I am just, okay, wait, I'll just share the screen, that will be more helpful. Yeah, Ajinkya Kumar just, Ajinkya Kerkar just mentioned that when I have the value as minus 5, just that, just my, when I run just my fun minus 5, it will be minus 15. So I'll just wait, share the screen, then I'll show this, then we'll go to the next next and the final question for the day. So oh god, yeah, sorry, you can see this is not factor, not fact. Oh, I didn't write the name, I haven't written the function, so but I hope you get it right, because if you just input here, if let's say it is my fun and I input minus 5 here, I'll get the answer as minus 15. That's all. Because why? Because presentation, yeah. Because I start with minus 5, multiply with minus 3, right? Minus 5 plus 2 is minus 3. Minus 5 into minus 3 is plus 15. Then minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. Minus 50, sorry, 15 multiplied by minus 1 is minus 15. Then minus 1 plus 2 is 1. Minus 15 into 1 is minus 15. Then I'll exit. So since I have reached 1, I'll exit. Okay. So function, yeah. Function 5. Oh, this one is a very beautiful function, but I'll do function 3 first. If you have time, I'll go to that. Okay. This is yeah, this is a very basic function. Okay. So yeah, here you can see I have multiple inputs. So instead of 1, I have 2 inputs. I starting and even here I'm using a while loop, and res acts as a counter to see how many times the loop runs, and m is my so usually in while loop you may have seen that I start with some value which is less than equal to something. I keep increasing the value and I hit some value and I exit. Here I am starting with a value, I am starting with a more than or equal to condition. Okay, I'm starting with a condition like this, and so I'll have to keep on decreasing it till it reaches it. When this condition is satisfied, it will run. When it goes below n, so when it reaches n, it will still run once more. If it goes below n, it will exit. Okay, that's all. So what does the function do? So function computes the quotient. So the symbol for quotient is, so okay, let's just a minute. Yeah, so function computes the quotient. Okay, so what is quotient? When I a by b will be c plus d. Okay, so c is the quotient and d is the remainder. So it will give me the value of c, and the so if I just write, so division symbol is this. Okay, remainder symbol is this, and not symbol, sorry, operator. Okay, and quotient operator is this double slash. Okay, just keep that in mind. It is double slash, that is the quotient operator. Okay, I'll not remove this, let it be part of the code, and I'll just change this here to -1 for, okay, so yeah, so it looks as, so it gives us the quotient. So now time for the quiz, short quiz. So just if you want, you can write it down, write this code down somewhere. I'll give you 2 minutes, and then we'll do the quiz, and then we'll conclude for the day. Yeah, yeah, please.
I also want to know if the recorded sessions will be available in the NPTEL.
Yeah, yeah. So recorded sessions as in this session or
Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah. So I'll upload this on YouTube, okay, and you'll get that link. You'll be. I mean, I think that link will also be in the drive that I share. I mean, I share to NPTEL and NPTEL shares it to you. Okay, so you will have access to presentations and the recorded sessions. So don't worry, and I'm recording the whole thing. So
Okay, sir.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay, cool. So I hope you have noted down the question because I'm trying. I'll start a poll now. Okay, stop sharing. Sir, M N what? Yeah, yeah. Wait. M and N are input variables. Okay. So what does line 5 do? M N. Okay. Sorry. Oh, okay. Uh, please, please look at your comments. I will just write. So due to some visibility, so line 5 is M minus N. Okay, M minus N. Okay. Yeah, no. Check your comment section. You just okay, fine. So this is minus. Okay. This is M equals M minus N. Okay, because this is due to the font I used. This is slightly off. Yeah. Now I think you can see. I've made it bold. I mean, I'm sure you can see. I'll stop sharing. Let's get back to the poll, the quick questions. Okay, question, poll. Start a poll. So function's name was G. Okay, so I'll option 1. Okay, the poll has started. I will read out the question for you. What is n such that g of 92 comma n? So m here is 92, n is uh, where we find sessions recordings. Yeah, you will see. I am uploading this on YouTube. Okay, so don't worry. This will be on YouTube, and you will get the link. Fine. Recording link you will get. I think someone raised their hand. No one raised their hand. Okay, fine. Good. 7, 8, 9, and 6. Anurag Tiwari, yeah, please. Oh, he lowered his hand. So I think one more minute, and I'll end the poll. NPTEL guys will share the link with you. Okay. Uh, you'll also get the presentations from them. So don't worry. Rest easy. Okay. I said 1 minute, but I'll cut it off early. Last 20 seconds. So I've got around 30 votes. I'll be ending the poll. Most of you have answered correctly, that is 7. When I started the poll, the spread was different. I mean, more people went for 9 and 8. I think some of you may have tried out the code like one by one. So best way to do this is, I mean, if I have multiple choice question like this, what I'll do, I'll just so if this is not the same, right? It's not the same as asking if I write 92 here, what will be the answer? That you can directly write on Python, get the answer and just write. This what you can do is the trick. I mean, it's best if you figure it out yourselves, but still, I'm saying write the code for Python, substitute n with 7, 8, 9 and 6 and see what values you're getting, and whatever matches 13, that's the answer. That's not a good way to do it, but I think people who give JE and all with multiple choice answers, they'll just use the options, they'll just substitute the options and see if it matches. I mean, that's one way to save time, but it's better that, and see, in your actual exam you will not have a Python. I mean, you can't code, right? You have to think and see, and even plus minus 1 means negative marking or 0. I mean, it depends on the paper. So most of you have got it at, it is 7, because 92 divided by 7 is 13 point something. I mean, 13 into 7 is 91, so it will be 13 point something. So does anybody have a doubt here? Yes. In I've seen. Yeah. So that is no. So that is better, right? That way you will do it yourself. If I yeah. So if I have the options, then I mean then you can just use those options, and so this way they have made sure that you work it out yourselves. Yashishri. Yeah, please. Yeah, okay. Wait. Sorry, but exam pattern and all, I don't think it has been decided yet, and that is not something I can answer you. Okay. So exam pattern and questions related to inconsistencies in the assignments. By inconsistencies, I mean, if you feel that a question is wrong or there is some technical issue, please raise it in the forum. In the beginning of the video, I mentioned how to access the forum. So please take it up in the forum, and they will help you. Okay. Gaurav Chakraborty. I mean, maybe they'll make you write parts of code. See, that's what. Don't ask me anything related to your exam and all. That is up to those people. I mean, if you have any doubts here, I'm willing to answer. Ashri Fatima. So okay, so watch the videos well, and do the assignments. Okay, and see, you'll get your scores for the assignment. So see where you went wrong, and if they share the answer, so you can also see where you have gone wrong. Practice more codes, and find some problems on the net. I mean, many this see information. See, at this point, at and it's 2023, so there is no shortage of info. You can just find practice questions and all. So make sure that they are related to the topic, else if you see some very difficult question which is not even there in the syllabus, you will unnecessarily get demotivated. Okay, so we don't want that to happen, of course. So that's why watch the videos carefully. Try to find some. Next class, next session I'll also mention like what possible books there are. I mean, I don't remember that one book that I used. So that name I don't remember the name of the author. So I'll let you know in the next session. And yeah, and please feel free to ask whatever doubts you have in the forum. And if you can wait for the next session, then I'll be there to answer that. Okay, so that's it, Fatima. And Bishak Panda, oh, Bisaka, sorry. No, 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 no. So when if you get a question like this in the assignments, they will not give any options. It will be a numerical type answer or numerical answer type where you will have to type in the answer. Okay, options will not be there. I gave you the option because it's a poll. Okay, I gave you the options. You will not get options. You will have to think logically. Okay, see, because you can't use the code here, you can't type in the code and get the answer, right? It's not like that. It's not some one input, one output. Here you know the output, you're trying to find the input, so you have to think, you have to solve it by hand. Okay, and I already mentioned that this function, it gives me the quotient. So what will I divide by 92 so that I get a quotient of 13? That's the answer. So sorry, that's the question. So you have to think for yourself, right? It's basic maths. So just all these things, I mean, it is better to try it out yourself, then use the help of the computer, right? You understand my point, right? Because if you from the beginning itself you keep typing the so you can use the computer for verification, right? So you think that's the answer. Okay, fine. Now I'll write the code and see if the answer I thought, not thought, if what I got, if my solution is correct. Okay, and I also showed you the print count. So this using Python should be only the last resort or just to verify your answers. Okay, and I mean, it would be better, see, if you use Python, then you will score good in all the assignments. But just before using Python, I'm requesting you try it yourselves. Okay, that's all I can say. I can only request. So I think it's already 8. Can you please show how we can ask questions? Hey man, I mentioned it, I showed it in the beginning. Okay, wait. I've shared the screen. I hope you can see. And so I've come here. I hope you can see my screen. For the people who missed the first 10 minutes of the lecture, of the session, sorry, I go to this website Swayam where you log in. Okay, I have logged in through this. I search my name of the course. I don't have to search whole data structures and algorithms, blah blah blah. Just this, search just one keyword. I'll scroll down. So my course is this. Okay, Professor Madhavan Mukund. Type, go to the course. I hope you are following. Here you can see quiz. This is the first quiz, okay, which I will not be answering now. It is for you to do. The submission date is till 9th August, so you have time. Do it well. Ask a question. Okay, this is the forum. I click on ask a question. Join the group. Okay, join the group with your mail ID or whatever login ID you have used here. Okay, so join the group here, and then you can ask questions here. I mean, you can new conversation you can open, and you can also scroll down and see that what other people have asked, etc., etc. Okay, so this is just that. I hope it was clear. I will close this and stop sharing. So yeah, most of the students have left already. I hope this session was helpful. We'll meet on next Tuesday. Okay, so bye.
Hello, sir.
Tell me, Ram.
I have a one doubt, sir.
Okay.
Actually, I am not paying any premium for this. Means now 1,000 rupees showing, sir.
No, no. See, the 1,000 rupees that is showing is for you to write the exam and get the certificate. If you can opt out of it if you don't want the certificate, or you can also ask them for I mean, if you're not if you want the certificate but you're not able to pay that 1,000, then I think you can request them. I think some option is still there. You just ask in the forum once. Okay, join the course for now. Yeah.
Conversations what main. Sir, actually not interested in means examination and certificate.
Yeah, so then
Only
yeah, so then
here, only some interact.
yeah, fine, fine, fine. See, if you don't need the certificate, then yeah, then you don't have to pay. That's all. I mean,
Already some previous companies given me certifications.
yeah, fine. That's great. That's great. That's great.
I'm logging only consumption link. No need like the given details.
Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay.
When next session, sir? Sunday.
See, so two sessions are there and not at the same time, because see, some people may be free to take classes on Sunday. Some people may feel that Sunday is for rest, it's for enjoying, etc., etc. So they may not attend on Sunday. So both and Sunday session will not be taken by me. I will go on my own track. Okay, so next Tuesday's session will be mine, and it will be related to this one. I mean, it will be the follow-up session of this session. Okay, Sunday session is handled by someone else. Okay, if you want to join on Sunday, join. If you can join on both the days, you have both the links. So it's whichever is more whichever time is more comfortable for you, you join. Okay.
This is actually timings is the office timings is 6:30 closing hours.
Okay, 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 okay. Fine, fine.
That's a basic company.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, Ram. Thank you,
Thank you so much, sir.
Ram. Okay, I'll be closing the meeting now.
Sure, sir.
Okay. No doubts, I guess. Okay.
No
Okay then.
doubt, sir. Actually, clearly logs every concept. Very good, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for the feedback, Ram. Thanks a lot. Okay then. Have a nice day. Bye. I'll be ending the meeting now. End the call for everyone. Okay. Bye.